This is the Millington Public Library. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Casey.
And we are doing a comic strip, Crafty, Chit, Chat. So first things first, we're going to show you some examples from books in the collection about comic strips. So you want to go first with
Sure.
what you got?
So I decided, since we're making comic strips today, that I should take from the experts, George and Harold, from the Captain Underpants series, since they, even within the comic, or even within the book, actually make comics detailing different parts of the story, in this case, the origin of Captain Underpants. This is one way to make comics with all the little boxes, and you can kind of just figure out where they go by going down, and I think it's to the right for us in the West here.
Yeah, when you become a manga reader, it's hard to keep things straight, right?
It is.
They do it backwards.
Eventually, you learn to just switch your brain on and off.
The example I chose was one of the classics of Snoopy and the Peanuts. And this book's just a treasury of Snoopy comics. You'll, through the magic of editing, you'll see this close up. But that is kind of the idea that I'm taking from today.
Just ye old right to left, left to right.
Yeah, you can also do, like this little example I drew here is, it goes down and it goes all the way across, each panel goes all the way across. So there's several ways that you can do this. You can do it diagonal if you feel so inclined. So what are we going to need for this craft today?
We're going to need a writing utensil, such as a pencil. We are going to need paper for which to draw our comic on. And then, if you so choose, we need colors. Shall we begin?
We shall. So, we're talking about comic strips. What is, when you think of comic strips, what is something that comes to your mind? Like, what's kind of some of your favorite comic strips to read on?
Well, I am always a huge fan of superhero comics, personally.
Yeah, those are great.
My favorite is Batman.
Oh, fantastic. I'm a big Hulk fan myself. And you just about any day you can come in here, you can usually, about once every 2 weeks, I have a Hulk shirt on. So I like that. The Bone series by Jeff Smith is also a fantastic read. It's not superhero, but it is fantasy. And I think it's got like 9 volumes of books. And it is really fun and really a fast read because it hooks you.
Let's see, what's another good one that I like? Goodness, I'm drawing a blank. Screens always make your mind go blank. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's like no dead air, what do I say? But so I'm going to just shade in what I've already drawn because I will spend way too much time. So you demonstrate the drawing part, and I'll demonstrate the coloring part of this.
Good choice. Let's see. Well, I definitely know I want to do stick people because I'm not a very good artist. I love comics. I love art. Not a good artist or comic artist.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, what was it? Not Bob Ross. Why am I thinking?
Well, Bob Ross is the one that says
it is Bob Ross. It's there's no mistakes, just happy little accidents.
Yep, that's a classic. And then if you're like us and you can't draw real well, first off, even if drawing stick figures, you do what you like to do. But what I did with this is that, like, I needed tape dispenser for my comic. So I took an actual tape dispenser and laid it down on the paper and then just traced around it. You can also print images, like I have the hippo and the lizard head that I used for this one. I printed them off and then just traced them. I'm going to shade in here.
Can you shade well?
No. I guess I should say I'm going to color. I made a coloring sheet.
There we go. My donkey, I'm making a donkey, and my donkey kind of looks like a rabbit.
That works. It makes me think of the Shakespeare.
Oh, bottom?
Yes. pull that out. We actually have, I don't know if that one's in this one, but it's a comic strip of the different Shakespeare plays.
Well, it should. I'm pretty sure that's bottom.
Right on the cover. So that's fun.
So the great thing about comics and graphic novels and all that good stuff is that honestly you can make it out of anything. Especially it can be original or it could be an adaptation or something into something else. So like Shakespeare, that was originally a play and someone said, well, that's a really good idea. Let me make a bunch of pictures and make a comic out of it. Mm-hmm. And you can do that with pretty much anything. Oh
yeah, definitely. Like, what was it? I saw something on the other day. Somebody had made a skit. It was on Facebook or TikTok or something like that. And then somebody turned it into a comic strip, which was really cool. So if you're worried about not having the right ideas, start out by just borrowing ideas and making drawings of it. And eventually, you get in this groove where you'll start to think, well, what if I do this instead? That's how a lot of things start, isn't it? Is borrowed ideas.
Yep.
And, well, what if we twist it this way and then that way?
There's the saying that there are no more original ideas, just Hollywood adaptations. Don't believe it, kids. Everything is new, always. My donkey's in a hole now. It's looking up. I can't do what is it? Perspective.
Oh yeah, everything's flat for me too.
Yeah, everything's flat. Did you watch Gravity Falls?
I did.
Do you remember the perspective joke?
I think so. Yeah, that Gravity Falls is great.
It is. If you guys you should watch Gravity Falls on Disney Plus. I believe it's on Disney Plus now. Mm-hmm. Watch Gravity Falls on Disney Plus. There's amazing jokes in there for kids and adults, and the perspective joke is hysterical. There's a little panther. And he's like, is that just a really small panther or is that just forced perspective? And the panther jumps at him and it's a full-size panther. And he's like, forced perspective, forced perspective, forced perspective. It's very, very funny.
Golden. So I'm trying to think of other comic strips I've enjoyed. Calvin and Hobbes is good.
Calvin and Hobbes is a classic.
So I keep coming back to Peanuts because that's my childhood right there. Then the Far Side comic strip has come back or is coming back.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He's returning. So that's pretty neat. It's not one I originally got into, but I have friends that really enjoyed them, so they're excited.
Okay, I'm gonna try to make a donkey. A full-size donkey. Okay. Let's see.
Now, do you think we'll ever see kind of a Calvin and Hobbes movie like the Peanuts where they kind of stylize the animation?
It's possible. I'm not sure if I'd want that. It's one of those with the shorter comic strips. I prefer like a bunch of little short stories, not one big hour and a half narrative.
Yeah, I could see that.
But
so maybe even some animated shorts then.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Like even the Charlie Brown movies, they're what, half hour?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same reason why I like the original Grinch movie that's just done in regular animation to the Grinch movie that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It's like I like it when it's short and, nice and compact, and I don't want it to be an hour long. I don't think it's necessary. That's not to say that the new Grinch movie's bad. I think Benedict Cumberbatch did a pretty good job, but I cannot do donkey ears. Every part of my donkey is okay except for the ears.
Oh.
I can't do donkey ears.
And so what I did on my little comic strip here is I drew it in pencil, kind of like she's doing now. And then I took like a Sharpie or gel pen and I traced my pencil lines. And then you take like a block eraser and you just, once you have it all traced, you erase all the pencil lines. And it makes it look a lot cleaner. And because the pencil's erasable, you can make mistakes and fix them. And then once you're done, you can like make it permanent marker or pen.
Pencils are wonderful since you can erase your mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully they kind of cut out all these like dead silences of us just drawing and shading, or at least speed us up.
Maybe, but sometimes just it's what is it? AS?
Yeah, ASMR, where it's like
ASMR.
I might
yeah,
actually do that. I think they.
You sit down with something on YouTube, and you relax and you listen to the chatter and the ambient noises, the noises from all the things that are happening around. I like ones with rainstorms or creeks. I like water that isn't the ocean. The ocean is not calming. The ocean is terrifying. All right, so your favorite comic book character is the Hulk, and mine's Batman. So that's Marvel and that's DC. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite DC, and what's my favorite Marvel?
My favorite DC character, see, Batman is just a lot of fun to read, but
he's awesome.
I do enjoy. I started getting into the Swamp Thing storylines, and they're really good or fun to read.
My favorite Marvel is. Can we say Deadpool, or should I say something else since this is a PG-13?
Well, Deadpool, the comics are fine. The movies are R-rated, but the comics are mostly okay.
For safety reasons, I'm going to say my favorite's Nightcrawler.
Oh, Nightcrawler's great.
Nightcrawler from the X-Men. He is the blue fuzzy elf, and he is wonderful and adorable and swashbuckling. He is fabulous.
Well, and what's cool about his character is that he looks like a demon, and he's actually, I think he's Catholic, isn't he?
Yep, he's Catholic.
And so it was the point when they created it was to show that, not looking at the outside doesn't determine what that person thinks or feels, it was just cool. I mean,
exactly.
All of the mutants are kind of that way, but Nightcrawler was kind of the in-your-face example.
Yeah, he's like, they're like, oh, you're not getting this this metaphor for don't treat people, differently because they're a little different. Well, here's someone really obvious. I'm almost done with my comic.
Me too.
It's a 2-pager. It's an interpretation of something I saw on the internet once.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Let's see if I can make a good sandworm.
Oh no. Now I have the Miss Frizzle's saying from the Magic School Bus in my head about make mistake. What was it about getting messy, make mistakes?
Yes, get messy, make mistakes.
I don't remember what the third line is. Here, insert a clip here about what Miss Frizzle says. Like, put it in like a thought bubble or a cutaway or something. I cannot remember.
Like Magic School Bus is amazing, but I can't remember a lot of the pithy sayings. I just remember the theme song pithy sayings, like, please let this be a normal field trip with the Frizz no way, and seatbelts everyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I can remember.
All right, so I am not going to shade in the whole background. Maybe I'll do that later.
Backgrounds are evil. If you're ever doing something digitally, never draw a background, find a background on the internet. Trust me, it has saved some of my artist friends' lives.
So I guess I'll go ahead and sign it while you finish up. I'll add some finishing touches here. So if you are following along on this craft and you created a comic strip, take a picture and put it on our Facebook or send it to us somehow. We want to see it. We want to see what you guys come up with.
And then little people. And the hole with the donkey peeping out. And then sand dunes in the distance. And I think we're good.
All right.
Okay.
So we will likely take pictures and let this be a cutaway, but I'll go ahead and show it to you on here. It's a lizard and a hippo because I can't draw human hands. The lizard's trying to pull up some tape and ends up getting all wrapped up in it. And I'll let you, the cutaway, let you just appreciate that.
So I saw this comic on the internet at one point, and I decided to make my own very crappy interpretation of it, my own adaptation, if you will. So it's a guy, and his donkey falls down a hole, and he can't, poor donkey, look how sad it is. And so he decides to bury the donkey, but the donkey, the dirt gets on the donkey's back, and then the donkey shakes it off, and he pats it on the ground, and it keeps happening. So he gets in more dirt, and he pats it down, gets more dirt, pats it down, gets it dirt, pats it down. But this was unfortunate, because it summoned a giant sandworm.
There you go. All right, well, I hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed the craft. This is Crafty Chit Chats at the Millington Public Library. See ya.
We hope you have a good rest of your day and have fun making comics.